Alright, so I went and got a mold test done. Hopefully you can see that. This is the name of the company that I got it done from. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I'm struggling severely with brain fog, and I've been trying to figure out what to do for a very long time. And every diet and every pill that I've taken. This is another one. This is the Byron White A through L complex. I talked about this so briefly in another video. This is one that I've been taking, and it does nothing, just like all these other ridiculous drops and things that these doctors had me do. It's all just been a waste of money and time, and I'm still going downhill. So I'm going to see a new doctor. I'm not going to mention her name in here, but she's out of New Jersey, and she specializes in Lyme, and I've been reluctant to go to her because it's about, I think it's $500 the first visit, and then $350 after. And you know, I'm already kind of down that road with the first doctor, and you invest a lot into the first one, and then to jump into another one, it just doesn't seem to make sense. But finally, I'm really getting nowhere. So watching testimonials from this doctor, Dr. D is what I'll call her, I started to notice that she's treating Lyme disease, but with every one of her patients that are doing testimonials, they're talking about mold. And you know, I've been with this doctor for 2 years now. Left my house 24 times. That's to see him on every visit. And you know, we don't talk really about anything. We just we do the pill routine, and we try this, we try that, we try this piece, and this drop and that drop, and all these useless garbage things that really I don't think work or do anything, because you know, I don't know what the problem is, but it's not being addressed. So in any case, watching these testimonials, I went myself and did a mold test, because every single person with Lyme, like literally everyone that talked about Lyme disease says, well, we treated mold first, and then we did this, and we treated mold and we did that. So, and it can be an environment in your house, it can be an environment that you work at, it can be an environment that maybe in your shed that you spend too many hours. It's usually about an hour exposure is where it seems, what I've read, it becomes somewhat toxic. So, you know, and again, as I'm doing this, even standing here, I'm struggling with my brain fog, thinking I'm not going to be able to finish what I'm trying to say, which is the concept of my issues here and what I've been really struggling with. So, in any case, I had my mold test done, and it was extremely high. I'm unfortunately in the hazardous conditions, if you will. It's really actually bad. I know of an issue. If you walk to my house, you can look around, every room looks just about like this, but there is an untreated porch area, and that's connected through a door that's not necessarily sealed, and I don't think it really matters if it is or isn't. But this one square porch room that I've been ignoring has a portion of the roof that's starting to deteriorate, and I can hear it rain when it rains when it's raining outside. I can hear it raining in this porch area that's attached. But again, it's not a place we ever go, and one day I'll get to it. And my thought was, when I feel better, when I'm not sick, I'm going to pull that section off, and I'm actually going to redo the whole thing. Well, I can barely stand for too long and do anything these days, so that's beyond even a possibility. So the mold test came back. It's completely hazardous. It's really bad. We're actually going to be moving out of the house temporarily, and the scientists even called me and said how bad it was, which is terrible. But it's a pretty toxic environment. And moving out of the house, we're going to be totally sterile, and you know, throw everything out, and or make sure we're clean environment going into there. Even washing, even the dogs, you need to wash the animals and everything. Just completely, you know, for me, and if you struggle with brain fog, you know, I'm gonna be very specific about what happens when I walk in that door. From this door to that door, it's going to be very different, and it's going to be a temporary living environment into this camper that I have. But hopefully it'll allow me to get my brain back in gear so I can start focusing on what's going on. So I'm going to make videos once I see this doctor. I'm assuming she's going to say the same thing. I'm going to try to, I don't know if this is going to work, but on this test, there's a test of 0 to 9, and I'm at the 9, and then there's a second part that talks about certain colonies. This is a terrible way to do it, but so 0 to 5, there's different colonies. You want to be within a 0 to 5 range, and even, you know, obviously you want to be at 0. And again, I'm a 9. Here's the bacteria So this is the bedroom right here, and this is the living room right here. So you know, a lot of time is spent in both of these areas. This was a 9, which is hazardous. This was over 3,500. So it's weird to even say that scale, but it's a massive number. So you know, it just shows that if you're being treated for Lyme and you're trying to figure out the Lyme problem, then if you're like me, I have a book of things I've done with Lyme and doctors and all the different medications and timing, and I've switched to this and switched to that, and this has made me sick, and this one's made me bleed and do everything, and you just go through all the different scenarios. At the end of the day, nothing's helped. So I don't know if this is going to help. I can't imagine that it would hurt. But if you're trying to get better, you know, maybe do the Lyme, the mold side of it, and at least check for it, treat it. You know, spend the money. It was you know, $75, which I'm not saying is inexpensive, but at least it teaches you. If you have brain fog, that's obviously nothing. That's with the amount of money you spend on all the other garbage that does nothing. At least this is a test that proves that you either have something or don't have something, and then the types of mold, and that's also important. It's not necessarily the black mold, or even for me, it's the penicillin. That's what's most troublesome. And you can't smell these molds. That's something you smell at all. It's completely odorless in this house. Even someone came over and he left, and I told him about the problem, and he's very strange when it comes to smells, and he gets really freaked out. And he's like, I couldn't smell anything. He's like, your house is completely, it's not there. And that proves even more that, you know, with toxic mold, you have no idea. It's not the musty smell in the basement. It's certain toxic pores that could be causing problems. And again, I don't know if that's my issues, but I know that this is, if you're on a path of healing and you have inflammation in the brain, and that's what I keep hearing about, and this is the Lyme, it's inflammation, and you know, I feel like I have the flu for the past 3 years. It's miserable, but this is not going to help. So I'm glad to make this video. I think it's great that I'm able to share something different about Lyme. I think more should. I wish that other people that made Lyme videos did this and they looked around and they talked about different things. They tried different things besides just the pills, and they went down different avenues. And even if you search on mold illness, you'll find certain things that are very problematic, and they'll start talking about Lyme disease within it. And you just can't believe it, because the video was about a mold, and in the middle of it, you'll get mention of it. So, all right, hope this helps. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep making new videos. Thanks.